Yo, 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 what up, though? It's your man, Jay Johnson.
And your man, Dane Going Wild.
And this is actually the first episode of Shop Talk.
Welcome.
It's a podcast called Shop Talk. And essentially, we'll be talking about any and everything that we talk about in the barbershop.
Yeah, because basically, when you in the barbershop, that's the sanctuary. There's nothing off limits, nothing you can't bring down to the altar and talk about.
Nothing at all. And it's very disrespectful. It is very enlightening. There's a lot of idiot talk. There's a lot of brilliance talk. There's just about everything.
You could save the problems of the world sitting in the back of the barbershop throwing ideas out there.
Absolutely. And more importantly, there's a lot of ridicule and jokes.
yeah. It'll toughen your skin up.
Definitely.
If you don't want to get talked about, if you don't want your mama getting talked about, your dusty ass kids getting talked about, stay at the crib.
Yeah, so give it up for the first episode. Thank you. We got a studio audience.
Yeah. Sound real official like.
All right. So I guess we should start off introducing myself. I'm Jay Johnson, and this is
Dane Going Wild, better known as Damon. You know, me and Jay Johnson go way back, like Cass Tech hallways.
Yeah.
Ooh. I didn't really know you at Cass.
I know. We kind of seen each other.
We had like some people in the
mutual,
same circle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it was enough for us to know, like, Jay, no whole ass nigga, Damon.
Yeah.
Like we could walk past each other, give a respectful head nod, and it wasn't no beef.
Right.
But we didn't really get to know each other till like shit.
10
years later.
Yeah, almost that. Well, probably not that long. We started working together. I started at well, we don't work there no more.
No.
So I started at Comcast back in like 03.
Yeah, I was there in like 2000, the cable plantation.
Yeah. So
worst fucking job I've ever had in my life. I won't say it's the worst, but it's top 3.
Really?
Top 3 worst jobs I've ever had. Yeah, man. Movie theater is number 1. Wendy's was number 2. Comcast easily number 3.
Worst job I had. I got fired. I only been fired for one job ever in life.
Congratulations. And
it was Arbor Drugs. And I got fired on my 89th day.
Was you stealing?
No. This is a funny story about this, actually. I got fired because I wouldn't help my manager fight.
He was getting stalled on or something?
So look, man. All right.
Come on, you got to tell that whole story.
I got to preface this by saying everything I'm about to say is 100% true.
Okay.
So, my first job, I'm like 16 years old.
So this is your first job too?
Well, technically, my first job was a police cadet with them little
them yellow polo shirts don't count.
Yeah, but this is my official job. I took taxes and shit like that. So I'm working at Arbor Drugs, right on Warren and Evergreen, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm a stock boy.
Middle of the jungle. Let's put that out there. Like Warren and Evergreen ain't no fucking playground.
Right. So I'm a stock boy. You know what I'm saying? I fill the stocks, pull everything to the front. So I'm in the freezer one day, putting the juices and shit up, and I see a grown ass man jump from behind the pharmacy and punch a kid. And I'm like, oh shit. Now pause. Let me give you the backstory. The kid that got punched, a grown man actually got punched. I'll give you the backstory. So there was a kid in the neighborhood, and allegedly he cut the brake line of a young girl's car. And and her father was not happy about it at all.
Okay, so he's a real ass daddy.
Yes, and the real ass daddy chased the little boy into Arbor.
Yeah.
It used to be CVS and Arbor is the same thing for you young niggas. So he chased him up in there, and he socked the little boy. So the grown man behind the pharmacy, he looks up and sees an adult male punch a little kid, and he jumps over because he just figured like.
Was he really a little kid though? Like if you cut the brake line, I'm estimating the little nigga about.
We didn't
15.
find this out till later. So yeah, he about 14, 15 years
old enough to get punched by a grown ass man.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So he jumps over the counter, and he back there in this little white smock or whatever they doing. He jumps over the counter and he start fighting the dude. So I look out like, oh shit. So I run out, because I'm nosy as shit. I run out to see what's going on. And then my manager white lady. Can I say it?
It's the
Trailer
shop
park
talk.
trash.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
And this is not the first time she had a fight in the store. So
Warner Evergreen, she probably done caught them hands a couple times.
absolutely. So she runs out. The little boy actually had a friend. The friend start taking jugs of water off the shelf and start throwing the bitches. She comes running down one of the aisles. She takes her shirt, lifts it up, puts it on top of the guy's head, like to cover his face, and start wailing on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was like a move that she's clearly practiced before. And she start punching on him or whatever.
Usually you're supposed to lift your opponent's shirt over your head.
Yeah, but she
contain them punches.
Yes. So I mean, this thing's going everywhere. So I had ran from around the back and came out to see. Now, while all this going on, there's an old black man who. Let me stop and say this, dog. This is 100% true. This nigga pulls out a gun.
The old black man.
The old black man. Turns out he's an off-duty police officer.
Okay,
And shit.
okay.
He pulls out a gun. It calms everybody the fuck down. So
Guns are typically do
yeah.
that.
So after I saw the gun, I stopped, and then I started to turn away, but then I couldn't turn away because
You already there.
This shit is so entertaining. So it was like a back and forth kind of moment. So everybody, the police come, everybody gets settled down and everything like that. And afterwards, they have a little meeting, and she brings me in the office and say, Jason, the next time we out there, we need you out there with us. I'm like, motherfucker, I live in this neighborhood. I'm not,
Niggas see me walking home from work, and it might really be some shit still popping.
So I'm like, nah, man, I really can't get down with fighting with y'all. I ride my bike to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga might catch me out here, and plus, we not on the same team.
Yeah, I feel you. Because if some shit come down, and it's some black and white shit, I'm gonna choose to fuck on up.
Yeah. So, ever since that conversation, she was not too fond of me. And on my 90th day, you supposed to get a raise, and they let me go on my 89th day, dog.
No raise.
No raise, let me go. And old white dude named Jim, he was in the shop. He was in the little office when they let me go. And he wouldn't look at me. He knew it was wrong. He had his head down in the corner and shit. But
what was minimum wage back then? Like $4.25. I remember when that shit went up from $3.75 to $4.25.
Yeah, I was getting $4.75.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I was getting like $4.75.
I always feel like if your job pay you minimum wage, that is their direct way of them telling you fuck you to your face.
It's really telling you that if I could pay you less, I would, but it's illegal. Like, it's against the law for me to pay you cheap.
If you work any job and they just pay you minimum wage, and you not like a waitress or a bartender, or you living off of tips, like you go in that bitch every day, you punch in and you making, what's minimum wage now, like $8.25, $8.50?
I couldn't even tell you.
It ain't $10.
It ain't.
Yeah, so you go on your job every day, you punching in, and they paying you the bare ass minimum. They basically saying fuck you. They want you to steal from them. They want you to treat their customers like trash because they don't give a fuck about you.
Depending on how much you make and how far you work,
you make less than minimum wage because you ain't getting no fucking
like
benefits.
it may be cheaper for you not to have a job. Like, if gas is $3 for a gallon and you make $8 and you got you make $5, like it's not beneficial for you.
I had an older homie that always put it to me like this, because this nigga stayed in and out of jail when we was like, this was my homeboy older brother. He stayed in and out of jail from like the time we was like 13 through like 17. Nigga do 6 months, come back home for like 4-5 months, do some stupid bullshit, go back in for 90 days, some shit like that. And this nigga used to tell us, because he sometimes drop us off to work and shit. He was like, man, look, with the money y'all making, this was his logic. He said, with the money y'all making, y'all might as well pull that shit together and start selling drugs. He said, because basically, he's like, once you add up the time, he said, at least selling drugs, you can work out the house. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to travel to your job. And he said, it's the same. He's like, y'all minors.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all get pinched. You ain't doing no real time. And for a minute, he had us.
Where you at now?
He's in fucking jail.
God.
He's in fucking jail. Yo, how stupid or how gone that he had us on this idea, because we was like, fuck it, we should sell drugs. I mean, we was in high school, niggas smoke weed in high school. We was like, we already got a market. You know what I'm saying? We go to Cass, which is, if you're not familiar
So y'all
with
the smart
Detroit.
niggas. Y'all
Yeah.
about to put we about to put this plan in.
So if you're not familiar, Cass is probably one of the biggest high schools in the city of Detroit, or was at that time, because now the new Cass smaller, but it's at least 3,000 kids in the school at time. So
smart kids.
yes, supposedly smart kids.
Yeah.
So we devised a plan. We was like, bet. Bro told us that if we come up with a couple dollars together, we gonna sell some drugs. Now, during this whole time, he got pinched. So he was off to jail anyway. But his younger brother was my homeboy Chris. Chris found probably about a half pound of weed.
Allegedly.
No, it was weed. It was weed, but like this is some like not that high grade
No,
shit.
I'll put
niggas.
allegedly just in case Chris don't want to be out here.
I mean, he's in jail.
Oh, shit.
No, Chris ain't in jail, but his brother in jail.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Chris has moved on to bigger and better things. But we found a half pound of weed in his mama house. We was like, bet. We gonna bag this shit. Like this. We felt like this was our magic moment. We on now. We gonna bag this shit up. We gonna sell it. We gonna get out here. This is how we gonna pay for prom and homecoming. Like, we just had a whole criminal enterprise scheme, but niggas ain't never sold drugs before. Ain't never bagged up drugs before. And this is back in the day where it was acceptable to still smoke like nicks and dimes.
Right,
Like,
right.
You paid $5 for a bag
Shit was
for
shit.
one blunt, some terrible ass weed, and you was cool with that shit. So we was like, bet. We on now. So now we got this half pound of weed. We used to all go to the same barbershop. So we take the weed up to the barbershop like, look, we got this half pound, because we knew that's where all the hustling ass niggas was at. They was in the shop.
Shop talk.
Yeah, so
Shameless plug.
So now we got this half pound of weed, we on. We gonna take it to the shop because these niggas gonna know what to do with this shit. So so we take it to the shop and we holler at my barber, who's still now my barber today, my homeboy D. D was like, bet, this what y'all do. Because we knew we needed some baggies and we knew we needed a scale.
Right.
D was like, cool, I got a scale here. Y'all niggas go find some baggies.
Why you got a scale in the barbershop?
Because they was selling weed at the barbershop. So, I mean, you see everything at the bar. Like, the barber connects you to everything in the hood.
Every single
If
thing.
you want something and you don't know where to find it, talk to your barber.
If somebody got shot and you don't know who did it, go to the barbershop.
Yeah, because...
In your neighborhood.
Yeah, because the thing is, everybody sits in the barber chair, whether they CEO, dope boy, nigga going off to college, a fuck up. Everybody comes in the barber shop. Everybody makes them moves through there. So that's the first place we thought to take the weed to, because we knew it was some hustling ass niggas in the barber shop, and they'd be able to tell us what to do with this half pound of weed. So we took it to the barber shop. My barber D, knowing that we was young and green, he was like, y'all just keep the weed up here and we'll watch it. And he was like, y'all just go get some baggies and we gonna help you bag it up.
We gonna help.
Yeah. Basically, we gonna smoke y'all weed up and send y'all niggas on a wild goose chase. So we didn't have no idea where to get the baggies from. You know what I'm saying? The little 125 bags. We ain't had no idea where to get them shits from. So nigga in the barbershop told us, yeah, y'all niggas go to Staples and Office Max and y'all get some baggies. And we was like, why the fuck Staples? He was like, they put office supplies in them.
What the fuck is this? 6 staples? Let me get 6 staples.
But we 15, 16 at the time, so it sounds logical. Cause shit, we ain't never had no real jobs, ain't never worked in no office. And we thinking, okay, it's 4 of us at the time. So we said we gonna break up. Y'all 2 niggas go to Office Max. We gonna go to Staples. We gonna take this $15, $20 and find some baggies. We literally go every day for a fucking week looking for baggies. We done hit every Office Max in Staples from here, nigga, probably to Taylor. Done hit them all. Now, this is before GPS and shit, so we are like literally map questing.
We had to print them shits out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we literally map questing these shits, trying to go to calling stores and trying to describe to them what the fuck we need.
Hey, y'all got them little baggies that you put 6 staples in?
Basically, this is the conversation that we have. So we not understanding why niggas is hanging up on us on the phone, like maybe because they don't think we businessmen. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we don't sound white enough. So we hitting these stores with like 1 or 2 baggies, like we need these. Do y'all carry these? And niggas is like looking at us like, what the fuck? Like, no, we don't carry this shit. So let's fast forward. It's a week later. We go back to the barbershop because we clearly can't find this. This is a true fucking story. We clearly can't find the fucking baggies. So now we back in the barbershop talking about, Yeah, man, we hit Office Max, Staples, all the office supply stores. Niggas in the barbershop is damn near on the floor laughing. On the floor. And we like, what the fuck is so funny? They was like, you dumb niggas. Like, they don't sell them shits at fucking off. Like, we didn't think y'all was really gonna go for that
Like,
shit.
nigga, that's we thought the most absurd shit is what we told you.
Yeah,
y'all
we
actually did the shit.
Yeah, and we actually did the shit. So now we pissed. So now we're like, all right, fuck it. We just gonna take our weed and leave. What weed? What it was like? My bar was like, it was only a half. Like, how far did y'all think y'all was gonna stretch that? We thought we was on.
Enough to buy the other half.
Yeah, we thought we was on.
Enough to buy the other half. Goddamn.
And that's the type of shit that you run into at the barbershop. Yeah. Life lessons.
Yeah.
Because now I can look back at that shit and laugh. But at 16, like, we thought that half was literally we was going to stretch that shit to like 10 G's.
He crushed our empire.
He did. Smoked it all up. Niggas probably smoked that half as soon as we left. They broke it down to as much weed as you can grab with one hand, and we just going to smoke through this shit for the weekend.
Yeah, man. Well, short-lived career as a drug dealer.
Yeah.
But
grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's dope. I don't know how. Yeah, we got that off of Arbor Drugs, but
it's
somehow
sad.
it got to it. But that's how we did. But so I guess the first official topic that we want to discuss is the biggest topic that's been going on all week. Actually, literally, it's been 7 days now.
Yeah.
Since what's being reported as the largest mass shooting in the United States, a tragedy that happened in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, the media feed you some bullshit. It's a tragedy what the fuck happened in Orlando, but yo, you can't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Like, it's something more to that shit. Like, there's so much more that we ain't heard about, ain't seen. I can understand how a nigga can walk in the club with a gun, but it's only 50 motherfuckers that died. But they saying it's at least 115, 120. You know, don't quote me on the number, but it's more than 100 people that took bullets.
Hey man, let me tell you something, bro. One, this is a horrible tragedy that actually happened.
Hell yeah,
how it's reported. However, I just find some inconsistencies with what's been reported.
Okay.
One is they say that gentleman went in there with an AR-15.
All right. You are a resident gun expert.
I am a resident gun expert. I have a few. I've built a couple. So I know exactly the ins and outs of them. And one, he didn't have a AR-15. He had a Sig Sauer MX. He had a Sig Sauer something, allegedly.
So how many shots? How many on the magazine on that shit? How many shots you get?
In the standard magazine is 30 shots, 30 rounds.
Okay.
In the standard magazine, they say he let off approximately 1,000. So I mean, you could do a simple math, like how. Anyway, it don't matter. So
he had a lot of magazines on him if he let off 1,000 shots.
A lot of. So I read this one thing online where this gentleman was explaining how they took 11 bullets out of somebody. He made it. He didn't die, but they took 11 bullets out of somebody.
This nigga 50 Cent or something?
And I'm like, nigga, you don't pull an AR bullet out of nobody.
Nah, because they going straight through.
They going straight through, or they exploding something. Like,
and whatever is hitting, like you going to hell of the hospital.
How you get shot 11 times? I'm not even saying this to be facetious. Like, this shit will blow your fucking leg off.
Yeah.
Like, completely off.
I know niggas that got shot with shit way smaller and is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, got shitting out they underarms for the rest of their life because they got shot with a 2.2.
It's just weird to me. I don't understand how someone would shoot that many times, switch that many, and you shot out with the police too. So initially they said this gentleman called the police and claimed he was with ISIS before the shooting, and so y'all should have
been on your way to the club.
But then the young black lady was on CNN. I don't know if you seen her. She was talking about how the gunman came in the bathroom. She was shot in the leg allegedly, and
and survived to tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turns out she's a Fox 2 news anchor, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But she said the guy came in there and asked him, was there any black people in here? And somebody in there was in the room said, yes, there's some black people here. He was like, well, I don't want y'all guys to suffer too much. I'm not here for you guys, whatever. I'm here because I want America to stop bombing my country or some shit like that. So he was in the bathroom with them for quite some time having this conversation. He was calling the police and the news or blah blah.
So enough time for a couple people to slide, a couple more people. I would like to think to slide out there.
Yeah, like how would you, if you in the bathroom, like why wouldn't y'all get the fuck out of there?
I've been in clubs before where niggas started shooting. Not with no ARs, typically with pistols. Because, you know, you could pat down a motherfucker and miss a pistol. I mean, your security is bullshit. But I done seen niggas get patted down in the club, sneak in that bitch with a pistol, and let some shots fly off. When the shots start firing, niggas start spreading like roaches. So
let me think of a recent time where there's been a club shooting and niggas spread like roaches.
I was in a club last summer.
I'll give you one closer than that. It happened about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
With a rapper named Troy Ave.
Oh man.
So interesting thing about that situation, and I'm gonna link it back to this because I'm not getting up to.
Hold your head, Troy, because you ain't never coming home, bro.
So as soon as that shooting happened, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat, all them social shits.
Right.
I mean, tweets started flying about what happened there. Pictures started flying about what happened there. Nigga, I seen the actual video of
less than 24 hours. Less than 24 hours.
I seen the actual video of the nigga getting shot and killed.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Banga. But I seen the actual video, and if I'm not mistaken, I seen the nigga who actually shot him shoot. As soon as the shot ran off, somebody just happened to turn around in a blue shirt and dash the other way. You couldn't see his face, you know what I'm saying? He had a hat on or some shit like that. But there was a lot of social media present. As soon as gunshots started happening, guess what else happened? People took their phones out and started recording.
Yeah.
Then, less than 24 hours, the actual club released high definition video.
And you saw that nigga Troy Ave with the gun letting off shots.
Yeah, absolutely. Not the best idea. But the reason I bring this up is this gentleman allegedly took this club hostage for 3 hours, and I don't got no footage. Where's everybody footage at?
Yeah.
Where's the footage of people who were standing outside the place when the bodies,
niggas running off?
Or recording where the bodies were at and stuff like that. There's only been 2 videos that I've seen repeatedly, and it's somebody carrying a body to the actual club, not away from the club. They broke the video down, went on Google Maps, and seeing, okay, you just passed this MRI spot, you passed this Dunkin' Donuts, you're going to the club. And once they got past the camera, they put the guy down and they walked off. Like, y'all look like y'all was acting.
You know,
that's the video that they keep running over and over again.
All this shit is just the overlay for the underlay. You know what I'm saying? We got the elections fucking going on, which is some bullshit. What you need is the media, mainstream media, needed something to take our attention off of what the fuck is really going on.
What's really got me tripped out is like that night, I was sitting here watching the fight on HBO, and after the fight went off, HBO Real Sports came on. And they ran this whole program about AR-15s and how they're evil and how they should
like had the creator of the AR-15 on it.
And they misquoted them too, but we're not gonna talk about that. But how that was bad and evil and blah blah blah. And then we turn that off. Me and my lady, we have a little conversation about it, and we go to bed. Wake up in the morning, mass shooting with the AR-15.
Yeah.
Like, it was really really convenient, and I just don't know, man.
They trying to ban niggas in assault rifles. Yeah. That's what's on the horizon next.
And what's really got me was tripped out was this thing hit the 3 political hot points. You got guns, you got gays, and you got ISIS. Like, this is a trifecta for anybody to do anything. And as we going into this hot political climate. And then let's think about what happened.
Hold on. And then just to throw another caveat in there to make this shit even more poignant. My man is a minority. I mean, he may not be, whatever he is, he ain't white. So I'm saying, whether he a sand nigga or just a regular nigga, he a minority. And motherfuckers are scared of minorities with guns. The NRA exists because it's a predominantly white organization. If niggas, when they turn 18, instead, on top of getting your license to drive, if you got your license to carry as well when they turn 18, if that was like the majority of the population, we see gun laws and shit change a whole lot quicker, because it's a lot more dangerous for a nigga to be 18, 19 years old, educated in...
I wholeheartedly agree that when a man turns 18, he needs to buy himself... Someone needs to buy him sort of a rifle or shotgun. It's like the introduction to manhood. Not to go and shoot up through the hood or whatever. I've been shooting since I was probably 7 or 8 years old.
Hell yeah. I remember my first time shooting, I was probably about 9. My old dude, I'll never forget, we got land and people down in VA.
Mm-hmm.
That first summer, I can really remember, we drove down to VA. My old man took me in the backyard, lined the cans up on the fence, and he brought out the shotgun. He told me how to use it, how to load it, and how to use it respectfully.
Absolutely.
And his rule was always, look, he took the magic out of the gun.
Exactly. The exact same thing. Like,
because he was like, if you ever want to see the gun, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to come holler at me before you touch it.
My father was the exact same way. So he showed me a little 22 pistol. We shot the 22 rifle, shot a 12 gauge on the, on my grandfather's farm down in Tennessee. And he took that, like you said, that magic, this whole, wow, look, a gun.
Yeah.
I know about a gun. I've held a gun. I shot a gun. So nobody in the street
had
could
to show me
something
shit.
like, oh, wow, what is that? So I knew where they were at in the side of the house. And guess what? We ain't touching it.
Yeah, you ain't fuck with it because
we ain't want to go. Let's go touch it. Let's go hold it, because you took that mystery away,
and you had already touched it. You had already held it, loaded that bitch, fired it.
Yeah.
So now the mystique is gone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You know what the gun is for. You know its purpose. You're familiar with it. So now, like you said, you and your brother ain't going looking for or fucking with it to play cops and robbers and no shit.
But I was blessed to have 2 responsible parents.
Hell yeah.
So
Father's Day is tomorrow, and like a real father makes a fucking difference.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. But that whole situation, man, is really tragic because people have lost their lives and it's been really politicized. I just don't know what to think. I don't know what to make of it, because the information that
they
I've
feed
seen,
you just enough information to pacify you. You know what I'm
all
saying?
the information that I've seen on mainstream media, the people, I've also found pictures of them and found their acting credentials.
You're right.
So not saying that
all
this tragedy
Instagram
didn't help him, because if there's anybody out there listening who has like a family member or a loved one who lost their life inside of that, because I can't take that away from you. You know what I mean? Like, if that happened,
nobody deserves to go out on a Friday, Saturday night to drink, dance, have a good fucking time, and you don't make it home.
No.
Like no, regardless of your ethnicity, your sexual preference. Like, look, if that's what you want to do, if you just want to, after a hard ass week of work, you want to go out, listen to some music, have a couple shots, you should be able to do that safely and be able to make it home to your loved ones.
What I would hate for the situation to be, however, is a situation where certain factions or interests within our government or just political or special interest people are literally planning and setting up mass events to push a political agenda. I would hate for that to be the reason. So if I want to ban a certain type of weapons, I'm literally setting up horrific tragedies that happen on American soil so I can push an agenda. And then once that tragedy happens, I take it and I spin it and I make it worse, and then I'll say it's about gays, or it's about Islam, or it's about whatever it is.
But this is the agenda, because like Trump just came out a day or two ago talking about that he was the biggest supporter of the LBGT community. Donald fucking Trump. Like, who could possibly, you know what? Just veering off the subject a little bit. This whole presidential race is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I know as much as we like to think democracy is real, as much as we like to think like your vote fucking matters,
it doesn't.
Doesn't.
Like, so listen, let me just say this, right? Because people hate when you know your vote don't count, blah blah. Yes, it does. No, like in real life,
it fucking doesn't.
If you understand our political process, if you understand delegates and super delegates, if you understand the electoral college,
right,
then you literally know that the presidential candidacy is not won by counting up every individual vote and tally them and say, hey, this particular person.
And if you didn't know that shit, that whole debacle with fucking Al Gore trying to be president and that first Bush term, like that should have showed you right there. Like your vote means absolutely bullshit.
Yeah, like it literally does not mean that. So I
now
know
maybe on the local government level,
absolutely,
city, state,
your vote counts.
Yeah.
Your vote counts.
It means something.
I will vote, and I will vote for your local city government, which you have a direct. You can actually influence, even though I think all this shit fake and everything is influenced by things happen for a certain reason. You have more of a chance to influence your local government because you can literally put pressure, literally where they live at, literally where they worship at, where they go. You could put more pressure on somebody locally where they abort the plan or fuck the plan up, and than you can with somebody in Washington that you would never see, or somebody
you can write
in
1,000 letters to Barack
see.
Obama, and
Right.
you're never gonna get a fucking response back. Your fucking president is just you voting for the personality, really, and the winner's already been decided.
Yeah.
The only reason that Hillary looks like a viable option at this point because Donald Trump looks like the worst fucking option ever.
So,
like Hillary don't give a fuck about you.
So let's actually fully transition from the tragedy in Orlando to this presidential shit.
All right.
So there's one saying that I really do hate, and people say it all the time, because I don't plan on voting.
Okay.
This time around.
I mean that's cool. Like I don't.
So this is the
and it's unpopular to say, but I don't plan on voting either.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a fuck what people feel about it. Just how it's your right to vote is my fucking right not to vote.
Right. And let me tell you why I'm not. So this is what they say. Well, if you don't vote, then you don't have the right to complain about the process or what actually happened.
Yeah, the fuck I do.
I think it's the exact opposite. Because I don't trust Donald Trump.
Nah.
And I don't trust Hillary Clinton.
Hell.
I do not support either person. So me, knowing that I don't support either person, if I willingly put my vote behind one of those persons, I'm the one that don't need to. I'm the one that don't have a say so.
Yeah.
If you voted for this shit and you supported one of these two options, and one of these two options get in office and it fuck shit up, you don't say nothing because you the one that voted for this shit. I'm the one saying
You basically finance. You stood behind the bullshit.
yeah, I'm not. I don't support either one of these. The reason that I can talk and say the things that I'm saying or whatever or I would say, because I don't support either one, and I'm not going to put my faith behind something just because one other thing is even more fucked up.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like, I think people got so complacent. Like, as much shit as they give Barack and how he didn't do this, he didn't do that, like, he made shit comfortable for the last 8 years. Or at least gave the appearance that shit was all good the last 8 years.
All good for who?
Somebody. I mean,
Not us.
Nah, I ain't even gonna say that. We reaped some benefits. Gas went down like crazy.
You think the president impacts the gas?
Nah, no, but like I said, he's the personality behind.
All I know is,
remember that first year we got that reparations check. Everybody got that.
I wouldn't call it
that
a reparations
economic
check.
stimulus check.
I ain't get one. But in real life, I didn't get one.
You gotta have some kids to get one, probably.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm the pull-out king.
You gotta drop that baby.
But
You
yeah,
gotta drop that baby.
It's interesting that that people give Hillary a pass on. I seen a 10-minute video clip on Hillary Clinton, and it was video clips about her saying how she's anti-gay and she doesn't believe that this is right, blah blah blah. And then one day she literally says, "You know, I have always supported the LBGT such and such." Like her whole entire agenda switched. And they asked her about that, and she was like, "How dare you? Check my record. I would always show such and such." I'm like, well, here's your record, and is that you on video? Is
like
this
we
your
do
voice?
dare you, bitch, and this is what the fuck we came up
Like
with.
she get a pass for that, and so a lot has been talked about the super predator comment that she made.
Yeah, about black people.
Yeah, no, but about black
men,
black youth.
Yeah.
She was talking about kids at risk youth. Like that super predator comment was like, we need to treat at-risk youth basically worse because they are super predators. So they saying we should get these kids at a young age because they gonna be super predators. So we gonna put them in prison.
Nah,
Like,
that's prison.
you fix the youth so they don't become the problems of the future.
I never forget my high school counselor used to always tell me, because I was a fuck up all through high school. Like, I was that quintessential nigga that damn near didn't make it. I didn't know I was graduating high school until the day of graduation rehearsal when I got my cap and gown.
Wow.
I had already bought all my prom shit, and I was looking my mama in the eye telling, yeah, I'm gonna graduate. It's cool. It's good because my bird was involved. She knew that, I was... If I graduated and didn't have to go to summer school, like, it wasn't pretty.
Right.
It's because I got C's and D's and got enough to get
What do you
that.
think about it like this? A C and D at Cass is like a and a B in any other school.
Yeah, because Cass was really stringent on them grades, but...
Because I went from having a C average at Cass to having an A average at Cody.
Yeah.
So,
because Cass had their own grading system.
which is fucked up.
But
Like,
in the eyes of your parents, they don't give a fuck about that shit.
Like,
it's a C or a D.
You know that this is a B in anyone else. Like, you know that, right? A minus possibly.
But when you're a teenager and you trying to get your parents to explain what you're going through, like, really, your parent don't give a fuck. Because they getting up every day, they going to... Like, my mother didn't give a fuck. Because she getting up every day, she going to work, she got her degree. You know what I'm saying? This is, get yours, nigga.
Right.
And you better graduate if you think you're going to prom. So literally, I'm shitting bricks 3 days before prom because graduation rehearsal was Friday, prom was Saturday. So Friday morning when I woke up, like, I'm not saying that I'm a very religious, like, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Friday morning when I woke up,
You was believing like a motherfucker.
I got down on my knees and I said, God, I don't nothing up. Please, Lord, let me graduate from high school. When they called my name and gave me my cap and gown, I never forget, because graduation rehearsal was at Cobo Hall. I took my cap and gown, took it to the garage at Cobo, got in my car, and nigga, I sat there with that bitch and I cried for like an hour with my cap and gown because I said, I'm gonna graduate. Ooh. I'm like that's all.
And that means something to having the cast on your
hell yeah,
like that means something.
Hell yeah.
When you going, because like when you get out of high school, you get your first job. They look at you. What school did you graduate from?
Cass Tech.
You know how many Cass Tech alumni work all through this city?
And it's still as much bullshit. Like, we've been out of high school going towards 20 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, niggas, I met this chick at the bar like 3 weeks ago, and I'm looking at her like, damn, I know you from somewhere. And you know how you had that whole back and forth? She was like, yeah, I graduated from King. And automatically, her conversation just went sour when I was like, yeah, I came out of Cass. Bitch, you ain't been to a game in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I ain't put on a Cass Tech football jersey since like 97.
That's funny.
So why the fuck does it matter now? But like, that shit was a big deal.
Yeah. Man, but on this political shit, if I actually did believe in the political process, and if I did believe that the shit works how they say it works, I would vote for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, but Bernie old as fuck.
Hillary 5 years older. I mean, Hillary only 5 years younger, though.
Maybe Bernie just looked.
He look
like
older,
a fucking dinosaur.
but like them niggas, they're damn near the same age. They like 4.5 years apart. Like
Bernie had no chance because he was talking about too much realistic shit.
Hillary gonna be the first openly gay president.
Openly gay?
Wait till she get in office. She coming out the closet, and then Bill gonna be like, "See, this is why I was fucking with Monica."
Nah, man.
You don't think so? Watch.
That's a little too much for me.
She gonna come out the closet.
That's a strong opinion.
Yeah, she gonna come out the closet.
I mean, I
maybe not in office. Maybe we not ready for that yet.
Maybe after she get out of office, you know how they always write that memoir. She'll come out and talk about like her feelings for women then.
So we gonna have a female president. I said this shit like 2 years ago that Hillary Clinton was gonna be the president.
Who gonna be her VP though?
If she really wants to win, she would pick Bernie Sanders as her VP.
Okay.
If she wants to win, like a clear victory, because if you pick somebody that we don't know, or that, like everybody who staunchly supports Bernie Sanders and do not fuck with Hillary Clinton, how do you make them vote for Hillary Clinton? it's gonna be it's the situation where I really don't like Donald Trump, so let me vote for Hillary Clinton type of thing. But if you put Bernie Sanders on that ticket,
that could get interesting.
Because then you have that will prove let's say I do believe this shit work like this, then that will prove to me that you do care about having the Democratic Party intact and all the things that he was talking about. Like, y'all can come to some sort of middle ground and actually help the country.
But on some real shit, when the last time the vice presidency meant shit? You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing but the president lackey. Joe Biden been in office with Barack these last 8 years. Nigga, you can't put together a paragraph. You ever heard this nigga speak?
Nigga, I be forgetting he exists. Like, at least the other one that we had, he shot a nigga in the face while he was in office.
Yeah, he did when they went hunting.
Yeah, he shot a nigga in the face just to know he like, hey, I'm still out here. Bow, shooting people in the face. But like, I be forgetting Joe Biden even exists, dog.
You know, when I was growing up, I used to think like the vice president lived in the White House too. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga had his own separate wing.
Wait a minute, time out. I don't think I've ever thought about that before. And just the fact that you said that, and because I never thought about it, I never thought that he didn't. I never thought that he did, but I never thought that he did. It sounds like you're about to say he does not.
No, the vice president doesn't live in the White House.
Fuck do he live at?
It's like a fucking...
I never thought about that.
What do you call them shits where there be telescopes on top of the buildings?
Observatory?
Like, yeah, he lives in an observatory.
For what? Because he watched the president back?
Like he's literally like a couple blocks from the president. But I guess it makes sense. Like, if you're a grown-ass man...
No, it makes sense. Just
you don't want a fucking another family living with you.
Well, technically, you got a whole fucking company living with you. Like the White House never sleeps. Like,
yeah.
It's tours and shit going on while you try.
It's tours of what they want you to see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But think about this. So it do make sense that you're in a different place, because if a nigga just, I don't know if I can
happens to break into the White House and kill the president, he not gonna kill the VP too.
The views expressed on this. But if anything ever happened to that building, it'd be wise not to have both of them together.
Yeah.
I don't know why that. Who gives a fuck about the vice president? But
cause he next up.
Boy, for a nigga who don't do nothing, he got a lot of fucking responsibility if some shit pop off.
Because most businesses don't. If the CEO died, you know what I'm saying, the manager don't become the CEO the next day. They'll hire another month.
He be interim or acting
for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Then they hire somebody else, and then you go. Then hopefully you go back to your old job, because they might just get rid of you. Period.
They don't. But like, it don't be like the security nigga come in and he the act like that's almost the equivalent of your vice president, because he don't do shit. They go to malls, cut ribbons, kiss babies.
He go with the president on some shit. Like, they take trips together. If the president going to Pakistan, Joe Biden rolling with him.
That shit crazy.
They playing spades on a plane and shit together.
All right, man. So this podcast shit, you know, we've been talking about it for quite some time, man, and we finally got a chance to get together and do one. And just to give you guys an idea of what we're gonna be talking about, clearly politics, religion. Myself and Dame are two very avid boxing fans.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And
let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ.
This nigga Shannon Briggs is gonna knock out David
I kind of think so too.
And I don't want to see a good boxing match. Like, I want to see Shannon Briggs beat his motherfucking ass.
I want to see him get knocked. Like, how happy I was when George Foreman came back with his old ass and knocked niggas out.
Yeah.
When he, like, Shannon Briggs, like, 46 years old. I think.
Yeah.
Like, so he, like, the same age George Foreman was.
But it's that old man strength that started to come into the picture.
That motherfucker is diesel. And
he's huge.
I'm not 100% sure it's not some sort of supplement.
I think we make too much of a big deal about steroids. Like, just straight up. Like,
I don't know when you talk about fighting sport. Like, when you talk about when you literally go in that bitch and die. Like, that's different. Like like in basketball, I think a nigga should be able to take as much steroids he want in basketball.
We're eventually going to see somebody die on live TV.
That's why boxing left television.
Whether it's boxing, you can turn on fucking Fox and find an MMA match.
Thank you for the god Al Heyman, the boxing god, the boxing czar. White folks and they hate him because he's a black man that you won't ever find a picture of. It's very rare that you will never see him on television. It's rare that you'll find a picture of him when he controls boxing. But there is more boxing on television right now than I'm 34 years old. Than my 34 years of life. It's more boxing for the PBC. So it's NBC, they on CBS, they on Spike, they on Fox Sports, they on ESPN, all these different shows. But the reason boxing left mainstream television in the first place is Ray Boom Boom Mancini killed somebody on national television. People not ready to see the I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think he was. Man, this sound fucked up. I don't know if he was.
Just let it go.
He was an Asian boxer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he was an Asian boxer, and he died in the ring, and like people wasn't ready to see that. But now, I mean, we see niggas die every day.
Yeah.
I just seen a nigga die today on Facebook Live. That's fucked up, dog.
It's fucked up because
in
we
Chicago,
got someone.
Nigga killed like.
So you can watch.
That's the second time I've seen that happen.
But still no shots from the club post down in Orlando.
I mean, like, he literally was on Facebook Live, and he sounded like he was about to say, hey, man, stop playing or something. He's like, hey, man, stop. And pop, pop, pop. And his phone dropped onto the grass, and you seen blood in the grass, and you heard his family screaming, oh, my God, call the police. Nigga just died on live video stream.
It's fucked up.
That's the second time I've seen that from Chicago.
Yeah. Chicago's a fucking war zone.
These young kids, these young niggas don't give a fuck.
Now that's a whole nother podcast to itself. That might be the next one.
Yeah.
Because, as a father of a teenager, I'm starting to see the shift in my son. You know what I'm saying? Not that he a bad kid, not that he a dirtbag or a fuck up, but like something click on with a young nigga when he hit 13.
Man.
And that not to give a fuck button start turning up.
My nephew, he's 16 now. He'll be 17.
I bet you he think he can
July.
beat your ass too.
No, he does not. But
maybe not to your face. He won't say that shit.
He just wrestled last year, but no, he definitely. So I'm blessed. My nephew, he not like me and my brother was when we grew up. He's the total opposite of his father. He's into like video games, and YouTube. He got a YouTube channel where he posting Call of Duty shit. Like, I'm just so glad that he is not into none of the shit that me and his father was into.
Hell yeah.
Like and for the most part he stayed with my parents in Farmington. So he been going to high school, in Farmington. So like he stayed away from a lot of the shit. Which is it's a double-edged sword, because when you get out here, I do want you to be able to have some sort of
streets, and that's the same shit with my son. Like, he got into a fight and he held his own, but like he 13 having his first fight.
Yeah.
Like, I probably couldn't count how many fights I had by 13, but I grew up in a different, we as parents tried to provide better for him. He grew up in a different environment now where he had to fight a lot and shit. I grew up on Puritan and Ward, where basically the same place I live at now. So, I mean, I had to fight going to the corner store and coming back just to keep my change and
Absolutely.
shit. You know what I'm saying? So he grew up in a safer environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have Facebook, social media, Snapchat. I had a fucking Nintendo
and a
bike, and I had to fight to keep my fucking bike, because niggas was stealing your bikes for real.
Man, tell me about it. Joe Road Evergreen.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I remember
niggas from the other side of Joe Road come steal bikes from this side and vice versa.
I remember at one point having 3 bikes in the garage, and I thought that was like my hiding place, because my old dude, he wasn't like a mechanic or nothing. He didn't keep shit in the garage, so I figured like I could stash the shit. And I remember I came home and he had them shit sitting outside. Like, what the fuck are you doing with 3 bikes in the garage? Me and your mama bought you one. Where the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
Man, I had a fucking bike. My bicycle. My backyard was like a bicycle. You remember in Lion King? Where they had like the elephant graveyard.
Yeah,
that's what the bicycles look like in my backyard. That's how many bicycles.
And
back
you
there.
you piece.
I was like, I would piece them shits together. People come up out here. You need something fixed. Like, I couldn't afford a chrome bike.
Yeah.
So I take a bike and I shaved that boy down. I painted it. Put some shit. I made a makeshift chrome bike.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you get some spray paint.
Yeah.
Like, cause I remember the shit. I wanted a bright ass red bike. I don't know what the fuck for. I just wanted a red bike, and my old dude bought me a bike, and this is what the fuck. Like, it wasn't choices and options. It was like, this is what the fuck I bought you. This is what the fuck you deal with.
Right.
And I wanted a red ass bike and not this graphite gray bike that this nigga bought me. So I had to.
Kids got way too many options.
Hell yeah.
Way too many options.
Hell yeah.
I didn't ask. I didn't. You think I can get, nigga? This is what we eating for dinner. This is the bike you getting. Like,
they think you're a short order. My kids think I'm a short order chef. Like, we not cooking 4 different things for dinner.
I got my bike when on Christmas when I like, oh shit, this is the bike I got.
And that was a dope ass gift. If you got a bike on Christmas, like, nigga, you was literally trying to take that bitch outside Christmas Day
and shit. Like, yeah,
I gotta try my bike out.
That's crazy. But
yeah, back to the boxing.
Yeah,
shit,
we're gonna be talking about boxing.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna be talking about hip hop music.
Yeah.
We 2 avid hip hop fans, and not just hip hop music, battle rap as well. For the battle rap culture, from the Smack DVD, the Smack, the URL, the King of the Dots, the RBE, RBG, Red Breed.
Because I got a strong opinion about some of these battle rap niggas. I'm gonna hold on to that shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hold on to that shit. But I got a strong opinion, and maybe I'm a little biased because I know a few people in the battle rap community, and it's segregated. Like, these niggas feel like they not, regular rappers. I'm a battle rapper. I don't have to make music.
And you know what's so funny is I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because originally it was you better rap but you can't make songs, or you can song like it was looked down upon if you was just a battle rapper. Like, now these niggas is actually making money, traveling the world, doing battle rap,
doing spoken word, my nigga.
Essentially,
yeah.
Slam
poetry,
literally. And I'm okay with that to the extent where so Smack will sell out Webster Hall.
Yeah.
That's the same spot where T.I. just had his when the whole Troy Ave shit.
Yeah.
Like, so if I can sell out the stadium that rappers use to do concerts, and I can charge general admission $50, charge VIP for you to meet and greet with the rappers. With the rappers and shit for $150, $200, and I'm able to pay these rappers to perform. I can pay this man $20,000 to spit for 30 minutes or whatever. Like, this is a viable profession, and you may not have the ability to make a club song. Your skill or your talent, if your pocket is, I can battle rap, I can dissect you with my words, make niggas laugh at you, hit you with the best similes, best metaphors or whatever, and if that's the talent I got, like, I think that's a respectable craft.
You're a verbal prize fighter at that point.
Absolutely. And it's 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And you get in the ring with somebody, and I think that's respectable. Some people can do both. It's very rare.
I think you should be able to, for you to call yourself an MC or rapper, whether it's battle rap, mainstream, you should have both of those legs to stand on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, and not to say that, now the marketplace is so much different. You don't need a major label deal in order to be a successful artist.
Right.
But let's look at it on the flip side. If I'm a nigga, say like Puff, you know what I'm saying, where I'm making stars. If you sign a Bad Boy, you come out typically, and I say he has a better track record for niggas being stars, whether it be for a moment or for a long stretch.
Who that?
Puff. Come on. 20 plus years in the game.
All the stars he created was like 20 plus years ago, though. Like, who the most recent star he didn't create?
Himself. He recreates himself every couple years. Like, there's no... You could argue French Montana.
But he signed to Bad Boy after he was already French Montana.
French Montana is a terrible rapper. I just say it, man. Like, I can't even get... He sounds like a functioning retard. And I know retard is not probably even a popular word to say no more. But he sounds like the kid in the fucking slow class.
As a rapper, I don't think he has bars, quote.
Nah.
But he makes some entertaining songs. He be on some entertaining hooks.
Yeah.
He can put.
He
music,
surrounds himself with the right with the
he
right
put
people in order
some
to
of the
make
music is good.
serviceable music.
I've never bought a French Montana album.
Why would you?
But I have downloaded some songs with French Montana. Thank you to the guys at Apple Music. I have downloaded different mixtapes and with him on song, but I don't anticipate buying a French Montana album, so to speak.
Nah,
well, you know what? With
gun
Apple
in my
Music,
head.
I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
But
I'm so fickle when it comes to music, though. Like,
Yeah.
cause, and that was another thing that we had talked about. We got some other ideas that we bubbling up. One that I'm really passionate about is called Rappers I Believed In. Because, I've been listening to rap music for a long ass time. My first time ever listening to rap music, my god brother gave me NWA Straight Outta Compton on a dub cassette.
okay.
And he told me, when he gave it to me, he was like 13 and I was probably about 8 or 9. He gave it to me and said, don't let your mother ever listen to this. Don't let her ever find this shit.
So what's interesting? What's the first piece of music that you purchased with your own money?
I'll never forget that shit. I got a CD Walkman when I was in 6th grade. It was Christmas. Doggy Style had just came out that summer.
Mm-hmm.
My old dude took me to Sam Goody, because back in the day you could
Sam
go to
Goody.
the mall and buy music from a fucking music store.
And it was a tape.
Yeah, but I just got a CD player, but I ain't had no CDs. Like, you had that option, either a CD or a cassette. He took me to Sam Goody, and I remember walking over to. Remember when the CDs, they was like in a big ass box.
Mm-hmm,
It wasn't just like it was a whole packaging deal. And I remember I picked up Doggy Style, and I was just looking at it, because back then, songs or albums with parental advisory stickers, you needed to have a legit parent there.
Absolutely.
In order to get that shit. And I remember holding Doggy Style and looking at it, and I was so naive, I didn't know what the fuck Doggy Style was. I had no clue. I just knew that Snoop Dogg was that nigga.
So that's funny, because Doggy Style wasn't the first thing I purchased. The first thing I actually purchased with my money was a Daz Effects Straight Up Suicide. That was in
taking it back.
1993. So
That's taking it back.
I was 11 years old. That was after Doggy Style. Doggy Style came out in 92.
Yeah.
The Chronic came out in 92.
The Chronic came out in 92, and I think Doggy Style was like that year later,
Yeah,
93.
so in 93, that was the year I was really fucking with like music. My cousin actually was playing Doggy Style, so he dubbed it. You know how you used to put, you get some tissue, you stick it in the bottom of the tape and put some tape over it, and we dubbed it. So as a 10-year-old, 10 or 11-year-old, I'm up here rapping the lyrics to Doggy Style and
Had no clue
Dr.
what the
Dre
fuck
and
you was
everything.
talking
Like,
about.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a idea of what I was saying, but all the words and shit didn't, like, you had to just to piece shit together. Like, like, I know this is talking about sex. I don't know exactly this or.
I didn't know what Doggy Style was until I listened to that fucking album. And by the end of that because I remember this is how it happened. My old dude saw me holding that shit. This is when I felt like my father, like, I used to think like my dad was a tyrant. But this is when I felt like he finally got some shit. He saw me holding it, and he was like, if you want it, you can get it. I felt like the gates of heaven over there. And I thought he was bullshitting me. So when we got there to the counter, and he stood behind me and like gave the lady the nod, like, yeah, it's cool. Like, I remember.
You listen to hip hop music?
Yeah, like, this the crazy shit. Like, I couldn't cuss in the house, shit like that. I can't cuss in the house. I had a curfew and all that shit. But in my room, my old dude bought me a boombox. Like, shit, shortly after I got the CD player, he bought me a boombox. And his thing was, as long as you keep this music in your room, you can listen to whatever you want to, as loud as you want to listen to.
I always listen to all type of music. My dad did not listen to hip hop music at all. He was listening to like music from the 40s and 50s, which is half of the stuff I grew up on, which is why I have a different ear for music. But he didn't listen. The closest thing to hip hop my dad used to listen to was Shaggy, Mr. Boombastic.
That's terrible.
Nigga, hey, you know how happy we was when he used to be playing that, dog? Cause
You knew he was in a good mood.
Shit.
You knew he was
like, we used to be like, oh shit, my dad, like he was cool when he did that shit.
Well, my
Mr.
people's
Boombastic.
always had records and shit. Like, my mother, back in the day, went on tour with Earth, Wind and Fire. So I mean, it was always
shit.
yeah. You know,
What she sing, play instruments?
one of her homegirls was dating a nigga from Earth, Wind and Fire
Gotcha.
back in the day. So just she got the opportunity to travel with the
Yeah,
band
yeah.
like for a summer.
See the world and all
Yeah,
that.
so
That's
I
dope.
mean, you know, she was able to live that life for a second, but so music was always acceptable in the crib.
So-
like there was records everywhere.
So if Instagram was out back then, she'd probably be in the background of some Instagram pictures.
Hey,
Not
hey.
Not those kind of pictures, you know what I'm saying?
Hey
Just
man, look, she lived. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Who knows now?
Hey,
God,
no,
you
we're
know,
not
my-
gonna think about that. We're not gonna think about that.
Hey man, everybody got a pass. Everybody got a pass. Even my mom. I love her.
Oh,
God
shit.
bless her. She been gone a couple years now, but you know, I know that she lived. So I mean, and one day I'm gonna be an old ass nigga telling, you know, I got a body full of tattoos, and I'm gonna be somebody granddaddy one day talking about I got it in back in 2016.
That's funny. But we appreciate y'all checking in for this first episode.
Yeah.
You know, this is the very first one, so you know it'll get better and all that other good stuff. But you can expect some uncut raw views on religion, politics, music, boxing, battle rap. Anything that we talk about in the barbershop is fair game.
Yeah, and interact with us because we both active on social media. I'm Dame going wild on everything: Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. You know, holla at me. I interact and I don't get no fuck. Like if you say some wild shit to me, I'm gonna say some wild shit back to you.
Yeah,
so get at me.
Instagram, JJohnson313. On Twitter, JJohnson313. I'm actually JJohnson313 on just about everything.
Yeah, and I'm not private, so I mean, you know, if you find me, holla at me.
My Instagram may be private. Twitter,
Okay.
Twitter is pretty off.
I mean, we both live professional
Yeah,
lives.
yeah, you know. Yeah. But yeah, JJohnson313. And we appreciate y'all checking in. Give ourselves a round of applause for this first episode.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Thank you. And then we're out.